absolute minimum of 25,000 damage. Here's what happens next. The thing is squashed under this giant block of gold. And then supernatural flames and smoke burst out from beneath it. And the thing is now perched atop the giant block of gold. It gets all of its legendary actions and its hit points back. And
I just did this to skip the phase.
it had so few hit points left. That's the funny thing. It had like 8 hit points left anyway.
Yeah.
Who's gonna kill it?
The phase transition. So now it's perched atop the gold, and 3 corporeal disembodied heads are circling around it in these squares. One head looks like it's made out of stone. It has unmoving features, and its hair is plastered unmovingly to its head, as though it's the disembodied head of a statue. The second head looks like that of a zombie with empty eye sockets and terrible razor-sharp teeth, gnashing and casting spittle in every direction. The third head looks most similarly to the ghostly heads that it's been firing at you from the hallways. Although attempting to focus on it and getting a sense of what its features look like is maddening because they're constantly melting away and dissolving back into each other. All right, welcome to phase 2. Jeannie, do you have anything left?
Couldn't save that.
Genie is going to.
Oh, it's on your turn.
Oh, that's right, it's Blue's turn.
Yeah.
But he had to dash to get to that position.
No, it wasn't Blue's turn. It was Blue's legendary action turn.
It was a blue
yeah,
legendary.
This happened on my turn. It's just this is a legendary.
Yeah,
That's right.
It's Edmont's. It was Endivini's turn, start of Edmont's turn with Orson on deck.
So all of that happened on a legendary action,
But Evie had a held action that has not gone off yet.
correct?
May I take it now?
No, because the creature's not within 5 feet of you. It's standing up on a 5-foot block up above you.
God damn it, Genie.
You need 10-foot reach to get up there now.
Well, it's
Genie.
not my fault that you're not using your throwing dagger that comes back to your hand.
Yeah, but you knew it was almost dead.
I could throw my throwing dagger. I have both.
But
You
it's
could.
not what's in your hand.
I have my sword and my knife in my hand.
Well, yeah, but you specified a sword attack, though.
No, I didn't. Whatever.
You would have had to, otherwise I wouldn't have allowed it. That's how ready actions work. But no, it's out of range now.
Okay.
So, Edmont, you can reach it because you've got your whip.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what I'm going to do.
That was a lot of last and first out to resolve there.
Yeah, no kidding. Does a 17 hit?
17 does hit.
12 points slashing damage.
We definitely did that wrong, but it was amusing.
It was it was amusing.
Does a 13 hit?
A 13 does not hit. I'm sorry, how much damage was the first hit?
12 damage.
12 damage, got it.
12 slashing damage. And then this head is going to get by McCade.
Nice.
That one!
That's not going to hit anything.
Nah, that's it for Edmont.
Okay. And I'm going to use a legendary action here.
Okay.
How many creatures are within 10 feet? 3 of you are within 10 feet.
Of who?
Of him.
Well,
Big
he's 5
blue.
foot in the air, so
Orson's on the edge of it, I would say.
Orson's safe then. Edmont and Evie,
Yes.
Sir.
please make a DC 15 wisdom saving throw.
That probably passes. Let me double check. Yep.
I also passed.
Okay.
you gotta roll for the. You gotta roll for your familiar.
Oh, he's probably destroyed. Yeah, whatever this happens affects him.
12 points of psychic damage as the thing
Yeah, he's
emanates a ghostly wail from the stump of his neck. You can cut that damage in half if you pass the save.
There goes temporary HP.
And he gains temporary HP from that. All right, that was his
Rude.
legendary action.
Orson. Orson followed by Victor. Sorry about Borks.
Orson is 5, 10. So these guys are on the ground.
They're flying above the ground. They're disembodied heads, but from that, they're flying at ground level, so to speak.
Right. Orson is going to attack this head.
Okay.
Suddenly, Tabletop Simulator is lagging. That is a 27 to hit.
That will hit.
10 points. Magical piercing. 29 to hit for the second hit.
That was 7 points.
No, 10 points for the
10
first one.
points. Okay. That'll also hit.
And 7 points for the second one.
Okay.
And then the butt is a 16 to hit.
16 will also hit.
That is 8 points of bludgeoning, magic bludgeoning.
And that's enough for the stone head to be brought down to the ground.
And then Orson is going to back up some more. And that is the end of his turn.
That's going to bring us to Victor,
Victor.
with purple on deck.
Before Victor, I'm going to take a legendary action.
I get all of the legendary actions. And
He gets additional legendary actions in the second phase.
yeah.
Like this is a big boy. Edmont, you're not dodging,
Sir.
are you?
No.
Edmont,
Sir.
I just rolled a natural 1.
Good. You should do that. You should do that more often.
Edmont,
Yes.
I also have a 22 to hit you.
That'll hit.
Okay. That's going to be, really? 2 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And I need a Constitution saving throw. DC is 10.
Constitution saving throw. Hey, that's an 11 on die.
You said 11?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, as this head reaches forward and sinks its teeth into you. And for a moment, you feel your body stiffen up, but then the effect passes.
I saw that Tyson here.
What, this
And-
one right here?
No, on the 3 and then like rolling over to the 11 and you going,
Oh,
That was legendary action. So who's next?
that was delightful. That was at the
Victor
end of
go?
Victor's turn, right? Or
Victor's turn.
started Victor's turn. Okay. And then Poiple.
Okay, so are either Edmont or Evie close enough to this guy for sneak attack?
No, they're neither of them within 5 feet because he's 5 feet up off the ground. He's standing on a giant block of gold that Genie made.
but I can't unsummon. It's not a concentration spell. It's
It lasts
just
for
there.
like 1 minute.
I thought
10
it lasts for
minutes.
an eternity.
No, depending on the material it's made out of, if he made it out of like twigs, it might last for days and days and days.
Oh, it'll last for an hour. Excuse me. Precious metal lasts an hour.
Yeah, imagine being able to conjure 125,000 pounds of gold.
Victor, Genie just robbed you of your sneak attack.
I know, but that's okay, because Victor is gonna yell at Genie to get out of the room. And Victor's gonna get back out of the room and not listen to Evie again. And he's going to hold an action, so as soon as the because I'm assuming this head next to Evie is blocked by the 5-foot brick of gold.
No, it can fly. It's not blocked by anything.
So Victor has line of sight to hit the head.
Yeah, from that position, absolutely.
It gets a sneak attack on.
Sure.
Yeah, no, I think we're gonna hold the action. So whenever this blue guy steps off the block and he's next to Edmont, then Victor's gonna attack him.
Fair enough. Is that the end of Victor's turn?
Yeah.
All right, legendary actions. I don't have any more. Who's next?
Poiple, followed by White.
Poiple.
Poiple.
Let's start with Edmont, and then we'll do Evie.
Sure.
Oh, I think I used the
down.
wrong attack on you last turn. Edmont.
Oh, me?
Yeah, I will just correct it from going forward. We're not going to retcon anything. My mistake. I apologize.
Is it a bank error in my favor?
It didn't matter because it was like 4 damage. Edmont, I have a 13 to hit you.
That will not hit.
Evie,
Yes.
I have a 6 to hit you.
No.
All right. Yeah, as these two heads circle around and try to gnash forward at you, but neither one of them find purchase. That was Magenta's turn.
That was Poiple's token. We have white token followed by Genie.
Okay, this is going to trigger Victor's held action as the thing steps down.
Okay. Does a 23 hit?
23 does hit.
It's going to be 34 points of sonic damage.
Is that it?
That's it.
I'm assuming that I can't attack it if it's moving down the hallway. I don't get a. I don't get a.
No,
Opportunity
this
attack.
movement will not provoke any opportunity attacks. That was 1,
Okay.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it starts galloping away from you. Too quickly for you to react.
Yeah.
Victor was able to react. That's because he's really good at fighting things.
It's because he's ready for it.
He literally is ready for it. That
yeah.
was
White token with Genie followed by Bloob.
All right, Genie is going to 5, 10, 15, 20. Actually, she's going to scoop up her turret. 20, 25. And then she is going to shoot the horsemen with a Ray of Frost.
Okay.
Does a 21 hit?
Sure does.
Okay. Let me get... This is 24 cold damage, and its movement is reduced by 10 feet until the end of its next turn.
Okay.
Oh, neat.
And climbs up onto Edmont
Yay!
and pulses. So
Thank you, little friend.
Edmont and everybody within 10 feet of Edmont who has less than,
Is this happening on your turn?
yeah,
Okay.
11 temp hit points.
Skulls, you're not allowed to get 11 temporary HP.
Yeah, so Edmont and Evie get 11 temp hit points if you have less than that. That is the end of Genie's turn.
I'm going to use all 3 of my legendary actions
Yeah.
to turn around and come get Genie. So the first thing that's going to happen is Genie take 5 points of force damage as the skull emits. You see it emit out of the back of the creature, and then a second later emerge and fly out towards you. This is where I'd love to get a critical hit.
Really rather you didn't.
No! What is this roll? I'm going to redo that one. Let's keep rolling until I get what I want. No, it was a 1 and a 2 on that roll. What was that?
Oof.
No, Genie, the horse rears back on its legs, changes direction, charges towards you with its great sword held out, and you have just enough time to poop yourself before it misses you.
I do feel sympathetic pain for that, though, Burkhardt.
That was legendary action on the end of Genie's turn. Who's next?
It's Blue, followed by Evie.
Oh, I get all my legendary actions back.
Oh my gosh, it's almost like you planned that.
Genie.
Yep.
This is where I'm going to get the 20.
Gambler's fallacy.
All right, I have a 26 to hit
Oh, well, that'll do it.
and a 25 to hit.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Okay. And these do a lot of damage. Not too bad, actually. 13 points of slashing damage from the first hit.
Okay.
12 points from the second hit. as the thing slashes down with his greatsword in 2 wide arcs.
That was
Then
13 and what?
12.
12. Okay.
Then I need you to please make a strength saving throw.
Oof. That's a no.
That's a no. 5 additional points of bludgeoning damage, and you are knocked prone as the thing rides you down and continues onward. Now, its speed is reduced by 10.
Yes. 25, 30.
So it can occupy the space with this head, though, coming back this way. Yeah, slashes with its sword twice, and as it moves through your space, you are bowled over to the ground underneath the thing's hooves. That is it for blue. Who's next?
We got Evie followed by Edmont.
Evie, fix it.
All right. Victor is in range.
Hey, heads up, you are leaving this threat range when you do that.
I'll throw a dagger from here then.
Okay.
But I will steady aim, and I will allow Victor to also attack. Does a 28 hit?
28 does hit.
All right, so we're looking at... Not great. 23 points of magical piercing on the horseman.
And the thing is bloodied again.
And Victor may also attack.
Does
Victor,
an 18 hit?
18 does hit.
It's 42 points.
And that's it. The thing and its screaming heads vanish in a cloud of smoke.
Apologies for that.
You
And
didn't.
you get mad at me for opening doors.
We gotta
Genie,
open
okay?
doors. Let me lay here for a minute. I just got run over by a horse.
Edmont gently puts the turret down on your back.
Do we need to get your wand, Genie?
I think Orso needs more healing than Genie.
Yeah,
Orson.
Edmont hands the wand back to Genie.
I'm gonna hit Orson 3 times with the wand,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna hit myself twice.
Yeah, spend all those charges. Yeah, this is a fun creature. If it
6.
connects with a critical hit and then you fail that con save, you're just beheaded. No head for you.
Yeah, I
anymore.
figured that's what it was.
I love how it specifies the target dies if it can't survive without its head.
There are creatures that could survive without a head.
That's true.
But
Not
none
us.
of them are us.
No, which is especially funny now that Ekon has just stepped away for the.
Yeah.
I hope he's okay.
He still has his head, as far as we know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm concerned about him.
Hey, probably ate something bad or something.
Right.
All right. Well, I guess investigate these hallways.
Yeah, Victor's gonna wait till Genie stands up and Orson looks like he's not dying before he goes down this hallway.
All right, everybody in for the hug. Six seconds, 12 seconds, 18 seconds, 24 seconds, 30 seconds.
Edmont still has 11, so
All right. After like a minute and a half, everybody gets 13 temp hit points, and then Genie stands up. She's like, "All right, nap's over."
All right. Yeah, if you come down along the racetrack here, it just loops around.
See
Connects back
anything
into the room.
outpost?
Nope. And same thing here. The gimmick here is that. Here, let me get a square tool with. What do you think? Like hot pink, right?
Yeah.
This
Sure.
space and this space are the same space. So as you were to enter this room, you would be ending up on this square coming forward. Does that make sense?
Neat.
and
So,
Edmont
makes
walks
a
up to the
nice
block
little
of gold.
racetrack.
Victor was
Really
admiring the
confused.
gold.
I mean, there's a plug of
Gee.
gold blocking that door.
Genie, you've been holding out on us.
Edmont.
There's a curtain here.
There is.
Edmont wall runs, gets out the other side.
Any argument for not opening the curtain? We're ready to move on.
I think, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's proceed here. As good as place as any.
Opening it up.
Yeah.
Evie, you reach forward and pull the curtain. 10 feet in front of you, there is another curtain in the hallway. The hallway veers off in both directions.
What do I see?
Bear with me 1 second.
Get that bear repellent.
In this direction, the hallway vanishes at the end of your dark vision. It just keeps continuing on.
This one?
Coming down this way,
Yeah, one's down this way.
it eventually turns to the side.
I'll keep moving.
We're gonna go down the hall instead of opening the other door.
No, we're gonna let's look at the end of the hall, then we'll check the curtain. We can
Yeah.
check the other side.
We're gonna check everywhere. Don't worry.
Yeah, we'll get there. Just, I'd rather
Looking this way,
do it this
there
way.
is another curtain in this hall.
Hold on. What do you think, Evie?
Let's check this curtain up here first.
Yeah, that one.
Stand back while you guys
He,
open that.
You wanna
he
go back
says,
and open
he
this
says
one here?
he says, let's check the curtain, and then immediately runs 2 rooms away. Yeah, I'll open it.
Listen, I saw what just happened to Orson.
Listen, like I want to say, it's like I don't think Birdie ever did that. Not once. He would position. Whoa.
Oh, God.
You open the curtain
Ah, I see.
into another room. Edmont,
Sir.
drawing the curtain back and looking into this room. Oh, you're just stepping through. I've noticed.
Okay. I mean, I was in the entryway, but okay.
Embrace your victor. It's fine.
Embrace your inner victor. Edmont, you step through the room and you are immediately unable to breathe. You are submerged in dark, murky water. Just kind of floating there as though you just dropped into a river.
Edmont tries to push himself back out into the hallway.
And yeah, you kick your feet and you push back and you flop out of this vertical plane of water and slop prone on the other side of the door. So yeah, looking through the doorway, you're just looking into a plane of water. The room beyond is submerged.
Is it
Edmont,
opaque?
Very murky, so very difficult to see. You can see some shadowy shapes in the distance, and there is ambient light in the room because there's ambient light everywhere.
We have a scroll of water breathing, I think.
Yeah.
Edmont does run his hand through part of the plane of water.
Yeah, and it's just like sticking your hand into a lake. Just the plane is vertical in front of you instead of horizontal as it normally would be.
That's
Um, maybe let's come back here later. Is
A
there
lot
any
of
way-
that going on.
Can you see through the water to the whatever's the end of the thing?
nope. I think he just said that. Yeah.
I mean,
What's the question? Can you see through to the other side?
Yeah, can we see the statue thing at the end or whatever that star is?
No, not particularly. You can see maybe 10, 20 feet. There's something back there. You can see the vague shape of the room, but you're going to actually have to go in and check the place out.
Want to come back here in a little bit?
Yeah. I don't want to.
I mean, we can do water breathing when we're ready to do that room.
Yeah.
let me mark this room.
It's the Wawa.
Yeah, but I think we're gonna return to the previous map and and try to exhaust ourselves of all the options in that map before we go start poking through this fresh hell.
Bear with me just one moment.
By all means. I promise it's
All right.
not an attempt to.
We're backtracking. We're not going in there. We're not going down.
Yeah.
All right, let's save this map. You guys really just don't want to explore this map at all.
No.
We will.
Screw that
It's
map.
scary.
Right? Yeah, so you're coming back down. So this is the door that goes into the underwater room.
Yeah, okay. Let's go ahead and move back across. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna head down this way, right? Any
Yeah,
objection?
I think share that curtain.
So which curtain do we want to check now?
This one right here.
So you're going to go into this room here.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can open it.
1 second.
Do we need to do a map change again?
Oh no. Did I ruin it?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
If we have to do a map change, we can just like come back to this one.
Yeah.
I mean, map changes are...
I mean, that's kind of our the just to make it easier for you if we're gonna map change, please warn us. That way you don't run the risk of beefing up and accidentally saving over the wrong map.
I've never done that in 10,000 map changes. Has not happened once.
Except for the one time it did happen.
Didn't
We
happen.
called
You imagine that.
We called you out on it in the video and everything.
Edmont,
Sir.
this room is even more gaudy and opulent than the previous rooms you've seen. In the center of the room, let's make a green box here. On this center dais is a large pedestal, on top of which you see a tuft of poofy hair poking out from behind, and a pair of green pointed ears, and nothing else. The back wall of the room, in glowing and flashing lights that are mesmerizing to watch, 1,000 points of candlelight swishing and moving of their own volition. And as you watch, you realize they're forming together letters in a language that you cannot read.
Does it say eat at Joe's?
You can't read it. I just said that.
Edmont calls up. Hello?
You hear a small voice from inside that says, "Go away! No show today!"
That's the first time we've actually had someone actually respond to us without violence immediately. Edmont steps inside.
You step inside, and as soon as you do, a tiny, angry creature who looks similar to the woman who is firing at you from that ballista. So the same sort of creature, but very, very different. For one thing, this one's a man, and it has big, poofy orange hair coming off the top of its head, long, thin, spiky ears, and it's dressed in just this horribly tacky, overly colorful, like fake new rich finery. Curly-toed shoes, poofy pantaloons, and he hops up to the top, stares down at you angrily, and calls out, "Go away, I said! No show today!"
Oh no. Edmont says, "You're the first person who's been in here that hasn't tried to kill us immediately. Who are you?"
"I might try to kill you if you don't go away."
I'm just trying to make conversation, friend. Who are you?
He looks beyond you. Give me an insight check.
Just double checking my bonus before I make the roll. 27.
He's looking behind you and squinting your eyes, and you know that Evie and Orson are standing just a few feet behind you on the other side of the curtain. He's giving no indication that he can see anybody there. That strikes you as odd, because they're only 10 feet away.
Edmont holds up a hand to the others before he hears them walking closer. He says, "So tell me, what's your name?"
I don't have to tell you anything. I'm not contracted with you.
Who are you contracted with then?
It's my day off. Go away. How many times do I have to tell you?
I'm just trying to make some friendly conversation.
And I'm just trying to relax on my one day off in 3 centuries.
3 centuries? You've been in here that long?
Longer. What's next?
Edmont backs away out of the curtain, past the curtain.
Okay.
He turns to and he
Yeah, you can see the little green man angrily stomping back behind his podium.
he'll speak quietly, and he says, "I don't think he's aware of anything that happens outside of this room."
It seems to be a thing. The horsemen didn't come after me when I was outside either.
Well, that could just be because you're a coward.
Hey, sorry I didn't get run over by a freight train.
No, that was God, what was her name?
Sorry, Sabin.
Rule 63 Sabin. Rule 63 Sabin. I can't remember her name.
I mean, I'd say let's just sneak around and go through the other curtains, but that might upset the little man in there.
Why don't you
Agreed.
go invisible, go in there and open the curtains? Since you can
Because
go
I'm gonna
invisible.
get killed. Is that what you want? Gene?
All of us have gotten wrecked except for you, so I think it's your turn to get wrecked.
You guys have some twisted logic. What, if one of you jumps off a bridge, I'm supposed to follow?
Okay, like,
No, it's fine. Victor goes invisible.
Okay.
Fine, I'll be the one. Just make sure you kill him.
don't forget to be quiet while you're invisible.
Yeah, Victor sneaks and moves silently into the room.
Okay. I mean, you have to draw the curtain to enter the room. And as soon as you do, the little green man hops up on the podium, sees the movement of the curtain. Who goes there? Where are you?
Does he seem to notice as Victor goes around?
Make a hide check. Let's find out.
You make it an advantage because you're invisible.
That would be considered stealth check, right?
That's a stealth
Yep.
check.
That's a 27.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, as you're sneaking around the corner, he's yelling at the curtain. So he clearly does not know where you are.
Yeah, so we're just gonna go to this curtain in the south.
Okay. Yeah, there's a large drawstring there.
So he's gonna yank on the drawstring and then step back.
When you reach out to grab the drawstring and yank on it, nothing happens. There's no give whatsoever. The curtain will not part.
Just gonna try the other one then.
So sneaking around the back of the room, I mean, above you to your right hand, the whole back wall is covered in flickering candle lights in all shapes and colors, making mesmerizing patterns, forming letters that you can't read. And you make your way to the north end where there's a second curtain.
Try and pull on that.
And it's the same thing. You grab hold of the drawstring, give it a tug, but there's no give to it. It doesn't seem to be connected to any mechanism. It's just dangling there, and the curtain does not part.
Well, sad face. Victor's gonna go back out in the hallway. Curtains don't work. Guys in the way.
That's confusing.
The guy's in the way.
In order for the curtains to work, we probably have to kill the guy, because what else would this situation want us to do?
He didn't attack me on sight.
I know.
Why are we gonna murder him? Just because you think it might work?
I'm just saying that's probably the way it does work. I'm not saying we should murder him.
I mean, he's not real, right? Like, this is a thing we were, like, nothing in here is real. This entire thing, it's an illusory extra-dimensional space that was created when we entered it.
He
Taking,
claimed that he's been
that's
here
what
for
we were told.
centuries. He's claimed he's been here for centuries.
okay,
I'm saying we've been given contradictory information.
Victor's gonna walk back out of the room, uninvisible.
And yeah, you just start getting yelled at as soon as you step in.
He's gonna try and have a friendly conversation, see if the guy will tell me his name.
He tells you absolutely nothing. He just continuously yells at you to leave. It's his day off. Why are you interrupting him? Go away. There's nothing for you to do here.
Edmont steps through, and then he says, "If it's your day off, then there's no reason for you to hamper our progress." No.
What's the logic there? Like, what are you trying to get him to do?
Trying to get him to let us pass.
And go where?
Either which way.
Victor's
there,
already tried that. Can't,
or there.
He cannot part the curtains.
Victor will ask the Green Man if he knows about, or if the Green Man will allow them to go south to one of the curtains on the side.
No, it's his day off. He's absolutely not going to allow that. There's
So
no reason on this earth to start the game until the contestants arrive, and they're not here, and they're not arriving today because, as I've explained over and over to you imbeciles, it is my day off!
So you're saying it's a
Contestants
game?
or what?
What was the question, Edmont?
Contestants for what?
He's not going to explain that. It's his day off. You guys are being really rude right now.
Hold on, Edmont, Victor.
Hi,
in here.
Carol. My name's Pot.
She'll be like, all right, I'm gonna try something.
You know what? Next time it's McDohl's day off, I'm going to text him bullshit every 8 seconds the entire day and see how long it takes him to get frustrated.
All right, here, hold my turret. Excuse me, sir. The contestants are here. Your day off is over.
What? This is not possible! I have a contract! And he reaches down and pulls out a scroll from behind the podium, throws it in front of him, and it rolls down the length of the podium, across the floor, ending at your boot.
And I pick it up and then like scan it.
And it's
And
written in a
basically-
language you've never seen before.
And then I say, oh well, here's your mistake. Your day off is tomorrow.
And he crosses his arms angrily and starts tapping his foot against the top of the podium. Says, it doesn't matter. I already have the contestants list and they haven't arrived yet.
They're outside the curtain.
And he looks very angry at this revelation.
Victor will walk back in, I guess.
So
Okay.
here's contestant 1.
That's not
walk
contestant
through.
1.
Here's contestant 2.
These are the belligerent fools who were here before.
Right, and they're your
Where are the
contestants.
contestants?
He shakes his head. So you can't fool me. I've seen the contestant list.
Okay, then what are the names on the contestant list?
I don't have to tell you that. It's my day off.
It's not your day off, and I'm being as belligerent back. Your contract there says your day off is tomorrow.
I don't even believe you can read that contract. And he stoops down and begins rolling it up from his side of the scroll.
Madam, what's going on? We were told to come here to play the game. What's the problem?
Your name's not on the list. You're not playing anything there, Poindexter.
What is the name on the list?
I don't have to tell you that. It's my day off.
Then how do you know that's not me? Why do you insist that I'm not on the list when I'm clearly on the list right there?
Why do you insist on ruining my day off? It's my one day in 300 years to take some me time.
I don't care if it's your day off. We were told to come here today.
Then he approaches the bench, as it were.
It's not a bench. There's a dais in the center of the room, and he's a big wooden podium with, again, unreadable runes on the front of it, unreadable glyphs of some unknown language.
Edmont's going to use his house slot to cast comprehend languages.
Does that let you read or just hear things?
Read.
It does?
It does let me read. Yeah.
Then the back of the wall is this cycling pattern is creating the effect of scrolling letters and glyphs that you can now read that reads Wildefrog's Whizzle Words. Next contestant, Evelyn Veritas.
Edmont turns around, grabs Evie by the arm, drags her into the room.
As you do, the little green man, he looks absolutely livid when and stamps his feet on the ground. Turns around for a second. You see him breathing.
Silence, gremlin, for you are sitting in the presence of Duchess Evelyn Veritas.
When he turns around, he has a big, like, rictus grin across his face, this unnatural, horrifying yellow tooth, like Glasgow smile grin. His eyes are big and bulbous in his head, and he holds his arms out in a welcoming and or threatening manner, and each of his little digits ends in a wicked, dirty-looking claw, and he cries out, "Evelyn Veritas, come on down!
I'm not going to like this, am I?
It's time to play Wilderfrog's Whistle Words. I'm your host, Whistlefrog. Is this your first time playing?
It is.
Now, as you know, the rules of the game are very simple. We will have your companion set up for you a series of questions, and if you get them right, you get to take the prize behind. He turns to his right. He indicates the south curtain. Door number 1. And if you're wrong, he leans down over you, holds his claw to his throat.
What's behind door number 2?
We don't talk about door number 2. Now, Evelyn, which of your companions will be choosing your first category?
I usually trust Jeannie.
Eugenia Veritas! What is your favorite vegetable?
The potato?
Potatoes! He seems very, very happy that this is what you've selected.
Okay.
Bear with me just one moment.
Evie looks very confused.
What's confusing about it?
The fact that Jeannie likes potatoes.
Victor's just glancing at Orson with the "this is not going to go well" look.
Edmont is watching the magical display while all this is happening.
Evie,
Yes.
the little green man motions to the back wall, and you see the lights flickering in a manner that essentially creates a horrific-looking visage that, if you squint from very far away, might look like Evie's face. And next to it is a great big 0. Question number 1, says the little green man. What is the most common type of potato grown in the Furniskin Republic?
Can I roll history to see if I know that?
Yeah, absolutely. History, I would even allow cooking for this. Intelligence plus history or cooking. In fact, if you have both, make the roll at advantage.
Oh, I don't have any kind of cooking skills.
Yep.
I have weaving skills, but I have history.
Can I make that roll as well, since I'm trained in history as well?
No, you are not playing this game. This is
Okay, I got a 20.
a 20. The most common type would be the russet.
Yeah. That would be the russet, sir.
The russet potato! And he points at the back wall, and the giant 0 changes into 0.01. And then from nowhere, you hear the sound of riotous applause. The little green man says, "Evelyn Veritas, you're well on your way. At 100 points, you may collect the prize behind," he motions behind him, "door number 1. And remember, if you get one single question wrong..."
Evie starts counting on her fingers to figure out how many that's going to be, and she realizes it's going to be a really big number.
Edmont flashes up 9 of his fingers 4 times.
He asks which of your companions will choose the next category.
Edmont.
Edmont folds his arms, looks up at the gremlin.
Is that Gremlin? Is that what we're going with?
Yeah,
Edmont's Veritas.
at your service.
What do you hate most about Evelyn?
Leadership.
Bear with me one moment.
How come I got the softball question?
Because you don't hate Evie. Bear with me just a moment. Evelyn Veritas.
Uh-huh.
What is the name of the leadership style which emphasizes collaboration, communication, and teamwork amongst all members of an organization?
Can you repeat that?
No.
So he's asking, what is leadership that is basically good leadership?
He pointedly cannot repeat it. You're beginning to think that this game show might be rigged against you.
Yeah, a little bit.
Genie's mouthing corporate synergy at you.
Do you think you have a relevant knowledge skill that might apply?
I have history.
History would actually apply here.
Let's do it.
Would not apply for most D&D characters across most games ever, but in the Veritas case.
That's a 17.
17. Now, the reason Evie might know this is because the place that she comes from is not a kingdom or an empire, but a republic.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're caught between two answers. He's either describing a democratic style of leadership, or he's describing a republican style of leadership. And you're not sure which answer he wants.
Let's go with democracy.
You say, okay. And he glares down at you for a moment. And the crook of his finger comes forward with its wicked claw on the end. That is correct! He motions against the back wall. And the number changes from 0.01 to 0.011. And he asks,
We're gonna be here a while.
which of your remaining companions will select the next category?
Let's go, Orson.
Genie like looks at Victor, like, and she kind of like makes a neck cutting motion and like kind of a like on the down low, and pointing at the goblin.
Make a deception check. Let's see if he notices. Roll high.
No,
No.
that's like a 10 or 11.
Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah,
No,
he
it's a
notices.
7.
He notices you make this little gesture, and you hear him stomp his feet, glare down at you. Interruptions to the game will not be tolerated.
It didn't say anything.
Orson Veritas. Name an animal that Evelyn eats, but would not eat her.
That's sweet. Like, do I need to answer for Orson? or
Somebody
what?
does.
Okay, so not
Rabbits.
pigs. Yeah, no.
The
Go.
rabbits would absolutely eat her.
The rabbits are a problem.
That's the rabbits are indeed a problem. You're right.
That's how we got into this mess.
We had goats back in our town.
Yeah, goat.
Yeah, the goats.
Okay. Bear with me one moment.
Are you Googling goat facts?
No, I'm chat GPTing goat trivia. What do you think? I'm not going to write hundreds and hundreds of possible questions on any subject.
This session brought to you by
We just had that whole conversation about how excellent this tool was and how I've been using it for everything. Evelyn Veritas.
Mm-hmm.
What is the term for a baby goat?
I'm pretty sure it's a kid.
Is that what you say?
Yeah.
And remember, if you get one answer wrong,
Just
Okay.
picturing like the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire like music.
Yeah.
well, no, the music is still set to the soft melodic.
No, it's the music that plays whenever you're at the whenever you're watching the boys in Final Fantasy 15 eat their dinner and whatnot.
Evelyn Veritas, the correct answer to the question is A kid! He motions to the back wall, and the number changes from .011 to .012. And that leaves your most trusted companion, Victor Veritas, to select the final category.
All right, Victor.
Greedily rubs his hands together.
I hate it when he does. That's what I imagined him doing every time he talks, just rubbing his hands together. I'm serious. That's how I've been imagining him talking for a while.
Like a fly, just rubbing his hands together.
Victor, what is the final category?
He's been asking her, or he's been asking everyone else questions first.
Yes, this time the little green man is asking Victor, what is the final category?
The final category? Well, isn't it obvious? Murder.
I'm glad being trapped in an eternal mage hasn't robbed Victor of his sense of humor.
Well, and now the game breaks because ChatGPT won't generate trivia questions about murder.
So we win.
Did we win?
Yeah, I think that's a loophole.
Evelyn Veritas,
Mm-hmm.
how many people have you allowed Victor to murder?
Any people? That's a very hard question to answer, because, like, would all the people in the Squelcher's Lord's court count
He
as
motions
people
to
Victor
the
murdered?
wall behind you, and the lights turn into a large hourglass next to your face, which is starting to drain.
Oh. There's no way I have a number for this.
Just say you haven't. You haven't allowed. Hey, we don't allow Victor to do anything. That's not
I mean,
fair.
I haven't ordered him to murder anyone.
Actually,
Actually,
you have, well, no, she called Edmont to do a hit.
No, I had Edmont murder someone, but I did not ask Victor.
So what answer are you going to give?
She shakes her head and says too many.
The little green man
Victor,
looks down at you, holds his
we're
claw
gonna
to
need
the side of
we're
his
gonna need
throat,
initiative.
and he says, "That is correct!" Motions to the back wall. And the scorer trips over from .012 to .022. And then he calls out, "But you have failed to secure the requisite 100 points, and so now we must play the lightning round." Yeah, roll initiative.
And we're
Okay.
all electrocuted.
Hang on, I found one music track for this, and I had to get the other one now.
So I was imagining, oh, is this going to be Family Feud? And no, but yes.
I just can't roll good initiative.
Does anybody beat the white token at the top?
Edmont's on a 17.
Well, the white token's always on
How are
20.
you down there at a
since
9?
Layer action.
No, Edmont did not beat the white token.
Okay. Evie and Edmont. Can I please get dexterity saving throw?
I'm good at these.
13.
Really high number.
33 points of lightning damage,
Woo!
I got a 23.
which you can cut in half if you pass the save. The DC was 15.
I have evasion. I take no damage.
Okay.
Edmont,
I still
take
take half.
+5. +5.
Okay, yeah. I take nothing.
Yeah, as the start of the lightning round, actual lightning pours forth from the scoreboard in the back and claps through Evie and Edmont's space, and they both dance to the side. You won't have evasion, don't you?
Yep.
Okay. That
Thank you.
was lair action. Who's next?
Thank you, Brick Road. I really appreciate dumb jokes like that.
Who was joking? This was a perfectly cromulent, serious encounter that I put a lot of work into, Treble.
Edmont is next.
This dungeon has like 60 goddamn rooms, all right? We were...
No. I like the lightning round actually shooting lightning. That is my sense of humor.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he's happy about that.
I'm
And
happy.
Edmont is-
Just say a dungeon of this size, you're going to expect some barrels scraping at some point.
No, this was amazing. I loved it.
Edmont swings with his whip,
At the creature?
and that's at Gremlin Man.
The gremlin man, okay.
25 to hit,
25 will hit,
9 points slashing damage.
and that's enough. As you crack your whip upward, and I mean, he cries out in pain as the snap of the whip, one of his eyes blows out of his socket, and he falls backwards off the podium dead.
Yeah, he was a goblin. He probably had 4 hit points.
Bonus action dodge.
Okay.
Jesus, Edmont.
Who's next?
It's Orson, followed by Green Token.
Orson.
Break the board.
Yeah, what else could we attack?
Yeah, what else is in the room? Like, so
I think
what is this podium? Like, this is a
You-
podium, right?
It's a dais with a podium standing up on top of it, but nobody's actually gone up to examine it. And now you're on initiative, so.
I feel like Orson would try and break the wall that shoots lightning, wouldn't he?
Orson, when he climbs up on the back of the dais, up where the goblin was just standing, down underneath, the first thing he sees is a tiny little bedroll squashed into the back of the podium with a pillow. Hanging above the little pillow is a calendar with hundreds and hundreds of tiny little squares, all carefully crossed off with a red X, until the very, very last one, which has a little red circle around it. On the
Okay.
front face of the pillar, or the podium, are bizarre mechanisms, controls for some sort of unseen machinery.
Okay. Orson is going to not mess with the levers. He's going to tell everybody that they're there,
Okay.
and we're going to wait for Jeannie to get her turn so she could go up there and do that. I think Orson
Sounds good to me.
decides.
All right. Who's next?
Green Token, followed by Victor.
Green Token's dead. You just murdered that goblin.
Victor, followed by Evie.
Victor, you're up.
Yeah, Victor doesn't know what to do with much control, so Victor is going to ready a generic action to throw a dagger if anything comes out through the curtains.
Okay. Who's next?
It's going to be Evie, followed by Jeannie.
Evie, you're up.
I think the lightning is targeting me, so I'm going to move to the place where I'm not going to be in a line with anyone else.
I can always draw a line through at least 2 people. That's how lines work. Like, look at these 4 people in this nice line right here. That's really good.
Yeah, I'm
looking.
seeing like this semicircular, like this concave thing. Like you can just easily go pew, 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 pew.
Okay, well, I'm going to line myself up with Victor then.
Okay. Wow.
Say, Jeannie, can you fix this?
Then it's with Jeannie, followed by lair action.
Jeannie, you're up.
Wow. Picking up everybody again, huh?
Yeah, Jeannie is going to step up onto the dais and look at and use her action to examine the machinery.
Okay, give me an intelligence check. DC is 20.
Dang it. Let me see. I will use a copy of Flash of Genius if it lets me. Give me 1 second. Let me
Okay.
verify.
Can you make yourself a genius? Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah.
I think Alex has done that before, but I could be wrong.
It's ability checks or saving throws. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
an
So that's
ability.
that. I meet the DC then.
Okay, so this costs your action to sit here and kind of
Yeah. Right.
examine.
Flash
It
of Genius is a
looks like
reaction.
you have 3 sets of controls here.
Mm-hmm.
One set will disengage the mechanism keeping the southern curtain from opening. The second set will cause the northern curtain to disengage. And then the third, if you use it, will cause the back wall to disengage and go dark. That third option, like all 3 of these would require an action on your part. That third option is also going to take an intelligence check DC 20 because it's a much more complicated mechanism. Alternatively, you could try to break it. If you could do enough damage bludgeoning damage or any kind of relevant damage in one turn. Or you can have somebody try to dismantle the controls with Thieves' Tools and disable it. Those are your three options. Turn it off, break it, disable it.
Okay.
All right. Is that it for Genie?
That was Genie's action, yes.
And my reaction,
Anything else?
I don't have a bonus action.
All right, then. Lair action. Let's get some lightning.
Okay. I need Evie, Genie, and Victor to make dexterity saving throws.
No, not Genie.
But she's in the line.
Thanks, Evie.
20. I take no damage.
Okay, one.
You made me roll a 2. That becomes a 13.
What is the DC?
15.
All right.
And that's going to be 28 points of lightning damage, which you can cut in half if you pass the save.
I did not.
Yay for evasion.
Enjoying the lightning round now, still?
Absolutely.
That's fine.
So that it for lair action?
That's lair action, yeah.
Edmont, followed by Orson. I assume Genie relayed that information to the rest of us?
Yeah.
I'll
Like,
take care of it. My turn.
this lever does this lever does this, and this lever is either going to have to be I'm going to either have to operate it or somebody's going to have to break it.
I'll Thieves' Tool it.
Okay. No reason to burn key points for that.
We could see what's behind
Evie.
the curtains. Yes?
Evie, aim it toward me.
I mean, I'll try.
Edmont
Vic.
moves over into this position. Like, so the idea is, like, in theory, the lightning would shoot out at the, and try to position ourselves in such a way that the lightning would just be at the two of us.
That's an interesting theory. Okay. Who's next?
Orson.
Orson should probably just get out of here. He can't help.
Orson's just going to stand over here
Okay.
in this corner and dodge. So he gets advantage on that dexterity saving throw. Or whatever dodging does for dex saving throws, I forget.
Don't think it does for saving throws, just attack rolls.
Okay.
But Victor followed by Evie.
Alright, Victor's gonna go use his Thieves' Tools on this thing to...
It's a DC 20 dexterity Thieves' Tools check to try to disable the trap in the back of the room.
Alright, well, my minimum is a 25.
I'm going to make you roll it anyway. I don't care.
Okay.
Reliable talent.
Oh, look, I rolled a 2, so that's 25.
Rogues are busted. So yeah, you take a few moments with your Thieves' Tools, get into the mechanism. You feel it disengage, and as soon as you do, all the lights in the back wall go dark. And from that moment on, no more lightning arcs from that direction.
From that direction.
And we can now come off initiative.
Genie reaches down and flips both levers.
Okay.
For the
Okay, and nothing happens. I mean, there's some resistance when you pull the two controls that are supposed to disengage the side curtains, but nothing visually happens when you do.
like try the mechanism on the lever now, Edmont, or on the curtain.
Do we want to see what the fabulous prize was first?
It's probably probably.
I'm sure it's something that's going to kill us.
It's probably...
I'm still desperately curious as to what the fabulous prize is, but we'll check that later.
We'll check door
Edmont
number 2
pulls
first.
this cord.
What is, just out of curiosity, if Edmont had to see a big bowl of something edible right now, what would he prefer to see?
Stew.
What kind of stew?
Vegetables, meat.
Aren't you a werewolf?
Like a guy named Stu sitting in a bowl? He's got a name tag on?
Stew's got meat in it.
No, when you pull the curtain, the room itself, in the center of the room, is a table with 6 chairs around it. And just this very lovely aroma issues forth, and you realize that at either side are 2 large cauldrons. and from one of them is issuing clouds of steam and this incredibly good smelling. You haven't had stew this good since you left Brennanine.
Oh, that smells so good. Edmont steps into the room.
Edmont, don't eat anything. Remember, the food
You're
drives
right.
you crazy.
You're right.
All right, shall we see what's behind door number 1?
So to be clear,
which door I should open?
To be clear, it's safe to eat as long as you pass that saving throw, and you can make the saving throw easier to pass by having other people sit out of the short rests.
So if we need to take a rest, we can come back here.
You are going to starve to death if you don't eat something eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we really do go for days and days, and I'm going to start applying exhaustion, and that's not good for anybody.
Well, Aslan actually implied that we could never die in this place.
Aslan said that. He did.
Doesn't mean it's true.
I mean, like, by the fact that Darkwood got up and left, it shows that Aslan doesn't know how this place actually works.
I am not convinced of that at all. I am 99.9% sure that at the end of this dungeon, Aslan is going to show up and say, "Hey, thanks for showing me the way out."
So who's pulling the
That's what
drawstring
I'd do
on
if I was
this
him.
curtain?
Well,
Yeah,
what
the-
happens if he tries to maze himself and he gets the actual maze?
Who's
He
pulling
was
this
in
drawstring?
here with us.
What happens when Victor opens a curtain?
What would Victor like to see a big bowl of?
Pudding. Chocolate pudding.
Victor, you pull, and it's the same thing on this side. Nice little quiet room. In the center is a circular table with 6 comfortable looking chairs sitting around it. And I mean, there's place settings, there's little bowls, there's cutlery, and no fantastic odors emanating from this room, but there are 2 cauldrons in the alcoves. In the far alcoves in both rooms, there are noticeable archways built into the place.
It's just like a giant tub of pudding in here, like a jacuzzi of pudding.
You don't know because nobody's gone into the room.
Victor will go inside.
Okay, you step into the room.
I used to walk around and look.
Okay. Yeah, when you walk around, one cauldron has a large ladle hanging from a hook on the wall next to it, and it's filled with crisp, clear, potable water. And when you walk around to the other side, you have a gigantic cauldron filled with chocolate pudding.
Is it deep enough to swim in?
No, I mean, you could probably hop into the cauldron and sit down in it.
It probably refills if you eat it all.
Would Victor prefer hot pudding or cold pudding? Because you can have it either way.
Cold pudding? What kind of monster are you?
Well, hot pudding is tasty, but the problem is when it starts to cool, it gets that skin on the top. So yeah, that's what's in this room.
Yeah.
So it is safe to eat the food. Anybody who's going to eating is going to be taking a short rest. At the end of that short rest, they have to make a saving throw.
Actually,
Well, I'm good for resources at the moment.
Yeah, same. I'm gonna want to take a long rest anyway, so
Yeah, how you doing on resources, Genie?
I've got 1 charge of Cure Wounds in the wand, 4 level 1 spell slots, 1 level 2 spell slots, 3 level 3, 1 level 4, my noble, and 3 flash of geniuses left. And I'm doing okay on hit points. I'm about
Okay.
70%.
How much more does Orson have more does he only have 1 shot of second wind?
Yeah, he's only got 1 shot of second wind.
Okay. Alright. How's he looking for health?
He's alright. He's
Alright.
close to his maximum.
Okay. I just
Brick, so if we go down towards 32, is that going to take us to a different map?
It might not. This is the chain. Remember, this is the chainmail carpet.
Yes, so
Let's check the doors here, and here
Yeah.
first.
yeah.
So let's check the door at 17.
You want to check this door first?
Yeah.
Bear
Yeah.
with me one moment.
He's got a lot of text files for this dungeon.
I do, and 17 is a pretty large one. Okay. Yeah, the door opens, and it opens into a very tiny closet space. Literally, actually, a broom closet. On the back wall, there are shelves where you see buckets, brooms, mops, scrub brushes, little jars of plaster and powdered soap. folded cloths, and the lowest shelf, maybe about knee level, you see contains what looks to your eyes like formless chess pieces, if that makes sense, like game board pieces, but without, they're just completely abstract. They're literally just little pawns or little triangles. However, upon the floor, the only thing that looks out of place anywhere in the little closet are 4 of these game pieces. And these ones do have distinct shapes. One of them looks like a small green man with pointed ears and an orange afro. The next 2 look like old witches with red skin and scraggly hair. And the largest of them looks like a man without a head riding a horse.
So these are all of the pieces that Aslan has placed on this board.
Was the game show host, did he have like a big afro?
Oh yeah, he had
He
big
did.
poofy hair.
It's
Okay,
talking
yeah.
about the things we've killed. There was the 2 witches in the mirror, there was the horseman, and then there's the goblin.
I mean, we have 2 sets of mirrors we haven't checked.
Yeah, we can see if that's actual what's going on if we activate.
I
the
don't
mirrors.
know that witches are the right description for it, but
The reflections. Maybe hags of some
It
kind.
could be that we haven't come across them yet.
could be.
So and the game pieces are just sitting on the floor.
They're like they've been discarded. Like they've been brushed off the table.
Okay, all right,
Is
gotcha.
there a table?
Is there what?
Is there a table in there with other pieces on it?
No, it's a broom closet. The lowest shelf of the broom closet has game pieces on it, but they look abstract when you look at them. They look like chess pieces, except they don't have forms.
Okay.
Instead of looking like little horses, they just kind of look like little geometric shapes.
Yeah.
Can Evie, can you reach one of them and take them off? One of the abstract ones?
Does my hand just go through it when I try to touch it?
No, you pick it up and you're holding it.
I'll examine it.
You examine
I
it.
can't tell what it means.
It's made out of ivory or soapstone. It's difficult to tell.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at board games. I don't recognize these pieces.
Okay.
This is some game Aslan is playing with us.
You set it back down.
So Aslan said that like each of us was going to have like a test we were going to have to pass.
Darkwood said that there would be an
Darkwood
exit
did.
to the maze. That the magic that creates the maze creates an exit that would be a portal that would require a portal key. He spent not insignificant resources to determine what his would be. His was a particular tune played on a harmonica, and he knew right where to look for the portal. The weakness of the maze that Aslan was not ready for was that helping each other would make it a lot easier for each of you to escape. But so far, you haven't discovered anything about your portals.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking some of these pieces are guarding those keys, whether Aslan realized it or not.
So you guys aren't down here checking out these 2 double doors, or the
Yeah.
opposing
Yeah.
doors on either side of the hallway?
Did you take
Yeah.
that game piece out with you?
I'll leave it there. There's no point in taking it.
Did you leave it on the floor, or did you put it back on the shelf?
I'll put it back on the shelf.
Okay.
Not a heathen.
Actually,
Come
hang
man.
on. I'm going to put the little goblin man back on the shelf and then see if he reappears over here.
Okay, let's do that first. You put the little goblin back on the shelf, and you feel this magnetic pull as the game piece comes in contact with the shelf. And no sooner does it does than all the defining characteristics, the color, the shapes, the details on the little piece vanish, and it looks just like a normal pawn, this abstract shape like the rest of them.
Mm-hmm. If I go over here,
And when you go back over here and pull the curtain aside, immediately you see this poof of hair and pointy ears from behind the podium angrily poke himself up and shout down at you as though he'd never seen you before. Go away! It's my day off! Yeah, that's right! Get out of here!
I'll try taking him back off.
And you go to reach the piece, and you take it back off, and you're holding the piece.
I put it on the floor.
You drop it on the floor. Now there's a piece on the floor.
Is he here, still here?
And you go back in. I thought I told you to go away! It's my first day off in 300 years!
Okay.
Wow, you ruined our restroom, Genie. Come on now,
What?
What are you doing, Genie?
Evie.
Or Evie? Victor will walk back around the
Science.
corner.
We know how to open it. It's not going to take more than a few seconds.
What did you do?
Nothing.
Hey,
The puzzles can be reset.
Genie, watch that closet. Victor goes back into this.
You get yelled at for coming into the
Victor
room.
throws a dagger at him.
Yeah, roll initiative.
Okay.
The rest of you can roll too if you like.
I don't
I'm
think
good.
he needs our help.
Don't think he needs our help for this.
Probably not.
22.
Yeah, you win initiative because he's going on 6.
Edmont just barely edges him out.
Does a 19 hit?
Yeah, 19 hits.
Okay.
Can you do less than 4 points of damage?
8 points of damage?
Yeah, he's 1 second he's yelling at you to get away from him his day off, and you fling a knife, catches him in the neck. You hear him thump onto the ground behind the podium.
He's
One of those
watching,
flanking daggers, so he just dies.
He has a brain aneurysm, and
Genie,
Genie's
watching the
pieces.
room, one of the
Yeah.
game pieces far on the back of the shelf flies off of the shelf, clatters to the floor, and as it does, it takes the shape of the little green man with the orange afro.
Okay.
Victor walks back. Well, did you do anything?
Yeah, it's down there.
I don't know that that's useful, but if we need to
That's-
reset something, we can.
That's useful, Evie. Good job.
All right. Now, with that information out of the way, I think that would be a good place to
Call it for the week.
call it for the week. You guys made good progress here. You solved a couple of encounters. You got to play everybody's favorite rigged game show, Will the Frog's Whizzle Words. We learned that ChatGPT won't talk to you about murder.
So I think we needed to end on a lighthearted note after the drama that started the session.
What drama? That was fine. There's no drama. Everything's great. You got to meet another goblin. Like, who doesn't love
Second in
goblins?
as many days.
Now, there are no blips being awarded as we are in the final adventure of the campaign, but I will still give you guys experience for your encounter.
Please.
Neat.
So is that you kept calling it a headless horseman, but I think was that just they call it a Dullahan in the
Yeah, it's a Dullahan.
yeah
That's what it is. The Headless Horseman. And yeah, as printed in the Ravenloft stat block, like if it scores a crit and you fail that save, you're just beheaded. That's it.
Yeah,
for
it's a vorpal axe.
Yeah.
Everybody could take 2,120 experience for 2 mirror hags, the Dullahan, and the Death Head. I'm not awarding any experience for killing the goblin. That's just mean and gross.
Yeah, it is pretty.
1,100.
Why murder the goblin?
2,120.
Yeah, 2,120.
Did you cut in Ekon for that?
Ekon's not here. Like,
Oh.
I'm not in charge of his character
Okay.
sheet.
Okay.
All right.
So, question: if we have blips, can we use them?
You can still use them. You can use up the ones you have. You can cash them in if you want, but you're not going to earn any more from here on out. That is a finite resource from this point. So,
I am saving my blips in case we run into another. You fail this save and then you get reduced to 0 hit points thing.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't want to get Bodacked again.
Yeah.
I hope everybody enjoyed Will the Frog's Whizzle Words. We might
I
get to
did.
play it again. You might have to go back in there. You don't know.
Oh God.
It's 165 level, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
All right. So when we come back next week, we will. I think that took a big bite out of this dungeon. That's more than I expected to get through today. Well,
Really? Because it
boy.
feels like we didn't solve anything.
So
I mean,
Treble wasn't here when we played Baba Yaga's Hut, but that's kind of like you guys spent two or three sessions just
kind of sussing everything out.
yeah, just dumb fucking your way around, and then you got to a point where like everything clicked, and you kind of had mastery over the dungeon, so you could. So yeah, you kind of have to know where the walls are before you can really start playing for real. And this
Yeah.
dungeon has that same kind of property, so. And trusting
I'm
Darkwood
digging it
is
so far.
is the smartest thing you guys have ever done, for sure.
So Evie is not right.
I think that remains to be seen. He did separate us from our family and strand half our family in Darkon forever.
That wasn't his fault.
Whose fault was it?
I mean, you're the guys. You got them all into that
I
boat
mean,
to start with.
this clever bastard was like, "Oh, hey, no, this is totally a way out," and he
Wasn't wrong.
no, Edmont's pissed because he purposely gave us bogus information.
Yeah, that is Aslan's torment. Is the only new magical thing he was able to learn to do in hundreds of years is his immediate key out, but he will never use it upon himself. All right.
No, Edmont is pissed at Rowan Darkwood because he
Darkwood's fine. He's a good guy.
Victor was pissed because he lied, but then when he said he didn't want to make Evie mad, he understood.
I didn't want to get yelled at. When we come back next week, we've got a lot more walls to push, and we got... Well, I say you guys have taken a big bite. Like, we haven't done a lot on this map, and then there's a third map, so... there is still quite a lot to do. We're going to be here for most of the summer, I think. We'll be done by Halloween.
I dig this Baba Yaga's dancing hut style maze nonsense. I'm digging it, to be honest.
Thanks for playing, guys. See everybody next week.
Yep, see you later.